else? Okay. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. So, we are reading from Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 1, chapter number 7. We have read up to text number 5. Now we are going to start from verse number 6 today. Let's do a quick recap. What's happening, the storyline as well as the learning points. Storyline as well as the learning points. All right, who would like to recap?
Prabhuji, Hare Krishna Prabhuji. We learned that yesterday, how Vyasadeva sat for meditation. Similarly, our meditation is to do devotional service and to chant minimum 16 rounds on beats.
Exactly, that's right. We don't have to go on Himalayas. We don't need to go to the forest. We don't need to sit under a tree and close our eyes and try to meditate. Just by staying where we are, doing our work, maintaining our family, staying in our house. The house we make it as an ashram, and then we chant, do devotional service. And just like how Vyasdev achieved, had the darshan of the Lord at the end, Narad Muni had the darshan of the Lord. In the same way, we will also have darshan of the Lord if we follow this process. Thank you so much, Radhika Mataji. Anyone else?
Hare Krishna Prabhuji. Prabhuji, I like the way you explained that. Bhagavad Gita ends with the surrender to Krishna, and then Bhagavatam starts from there, and then it ends with the holy name, with the glories of holy name Krishna, and then Chaitanya Charitamrit starts with beginning with the holy name. So you know how there is a connection between the three books. Of course, SSR, Science of Self-Realization, prepares us for Bhagavad Gita. So, there's a connection, which, of course, I was not much aware of it, but it was really nice. Thank you, Prabhuji.
Amazing. I also like that point. It's really beautiful. Yeah, how SSR is for basic study, then Bhagavad Gita is like school, education. Bhagavatam is like master degree, and Chaitanya Charitamrita is like PhD degree. Thank you so much. Anyone else?
Prabhu, I think the point that Krishna wants us to use our free will to love and serve him, so that no one likes forced love. So I think going through the Bhakti Yoga process, we develop this free will for loving Krishna and serving him with devotion.
Exactly. Very good point. This is the essence of all the studies. This is the essence of all Srimad Bhagavatam, Bhagavad Gita, Chaitanya Charitamrita, everything that we come to understand that our free will should be utilized to love Krishna, to do something for Krishna, to serve Krishna. And if we come to that understanding, that is the ultimate success for all the devotees, all of us. Thank you so much. All right, so we are in the place where the situation where Sutta Goswami is describing that how Vyasadeva started meditation after Narad Muni's departure. Sonaka Rishi asked, what did Narad Muni do? Oh, sorry, what did Vyasadeva did after Narad Muni gave the instructions and he started wandering around with his musical instrument Veena? What did Vyasadeva did? So Vyasadeva sat on a meditation, he had the darshan of the Lord. And then he covered up to verse number 5, where he is having the darshan. Let's begin with verse number 6 today. Krishna Prabhu, you want to read verse number 6?
Sure, Prabhu. Hare Krishna, everyone. The material miseries of the living entity, which are superfluous to him, can be directly mitigated by the linking process of devotional service. But the mass of people do not know this, and therefore the learned Vyasadeva compiled this Vedic literature, which is in relation to the supreme truth.
Thank you so much. So we saw yesterday when we suddenly cut off by the Zoom that how the living entities are suffering. The root cause of all suffering is Maya or the material energy, which is also called an external energy, by which people identify themselves with the body and not the soul. People forget, and that is the root cause for all sufferings. I would request all of you to read text number 4, just two verses before, where Vyasdev is having darshan of the Lord. Let's see if you can read. Monica Mataji, if you can read 4 again, because one important thing I did not mention, which is coming in connection here.
Yes, Prabhuji. Hare Krishna. Thus he fixed his mind perfectly engaging in it by linking it in devotional service, bhakti yoga, without any tinge of materialism. And thus he saw the absolute personality of Godhead along with his external energy, which was under full control.
So the last line of this verse is mentioned. Vyasdev saw the darshan of the Lord. He saw absolute personality of Godhead, but along with Lord, who was there? His external energy. Maya was also there. Material energy. Maya Devi was also there along with the Lord. And so Vyasdev did not have darshan of only Krishna, but Maya as well. And that Maya was under full control of the Lord. The very important thing from text number 4, which is continuing to 5 and 6 as well. Why Vyasdev had the darshan of Maya as well along with the Lord? Because remember, we saw that how Vyasdev was dissatisfied. He noticed that people were suffering. And that's why he started compiling the dividing into 4 Vedas and Puranas and Mahabharata. And then he was still dissatisfied because he saw the people suffering. And then Narad Muni comes to his ashram and advises him to write devotional service or the glories of the Lord, and he instructs him to compile Srimad Bhagavatam. So the root cause of this story, if we go to the basic, the he saw the suffering of the people of the Kali Yuga, and that was the thing that inspired him. So now when he had the darshan of Krishna, along with Krishna, the Maya was also there, material energy, and that is the root cause of people's suffering when people are under Maya. Because when people are above, like come transcend to this material energy, like spiritual personalities, we see so many Maharajas, Srila Prabhupada, they are always blissful, they are always happy. They are not suffering, even though they are in this material world. All the senior devotees, acharyas, even though they are living in this world, but they are not under the control of Maya. And that's why they are not suffering a conditioned soul like other struggling devotees. And that's why here Vyasdev is having the darshan of Maya, linking to that the whole cause of suffering of the living entities is this material energy. So now what happens in this text number 6, what we read just now, is if one engages in devotional service, if one engages in Lord's devotional service, then all the material sufferings a person will have, they will be mitigated. They will be gone. Why? Because when person engages devotional service, they are coming out of that Maya. They are coming out of the material energy and they are going near to Krishna. And that's why all the suffering of the people of this world can be mitigated, can be solved by devotional service. And here it is said in text number 6, people do not know this. And that's why Vyasadeva compiled this Vedic literature. Who is speaking this? Sutta Goswami is speaking this to Sonaka Rishi. That Vyasadeva compiled this Vedic literature so that he mentioned the devotional service. By performing devotional service, people can come out of Maya and people of the whole world can, the miseries can be mitigated by engaging devotional service. Are you able to see the connection, how the flow is happening and why this particular text number 6 is mentioned? If we keep the flow in our mind always, then it will be easier to understand that why this verse was spoken, why this is mentioned. Otherwise we may feel like it's repeating again and again every single verse. Oh, devotional service again, why is it coming like that? We may feel like little less interested. But if we have the flow in our mind, that how it's coming along, how initially Vyasdev was dissatisfied and he wanted to help people, but then here it is said that only by devotional service person can come out of the suffering situation, and that's why he compiled Srimad Bhagavatam. And Sutta Goswami is telling this because it was the question by Saunaka Rishi. So I hope you're getting the link, the connection of where this text number 6 coming into the picture, the whole situation. All right, let's continue. We will be seeing that how nicely the connections, the solutions to the suffering of the people is Vyasdev is presenting and Sutta Goswami is describing. All right, Pooja Mataji, you want to read the Jai Siya Ram Mataji, text number 7.
Hare Krishna Babuji. Simply by giving oral reception to this Vedic literature, the feeling for loving devotional service to Lord Krishna Ji, the Supreme Personality of Godhead, sprouts up at once to extinguish the fire of lamentation, illusion, and fearfulness. Jai Shri Krishna.
Thank you. So here, Vyasdev compiled Srimad Bhagavatam in previous verse, and here in text number 7, it is mentioned simply by giving oral reception, just by hearing Srimad Bhagavatam. Very beautiful. Simply by giving oral reception to this literature, what will happen? The feeling for devotional service will come. The feeling for devotional service to Krishna. And by doing devotional service, all the lamentation, all the illusion, all the fearfulness, that will be wiped out. It will be extinguished in the fire. So now you see how his initial intention, what was to help the people in general, it is being coming. That just by hearing Srimad Bhagavatam, he compiled, and if someone is hearing simply by oral reception, if someone hears that, everything will be solved. All the lamentation, all the illusion, all the fearfulness. It is said our sense of the hearing is very strong. If someone is sleeping, that's why we have smoke alarm in the house. If we are sleeping and if there is a smoke, the sound comes and then the person wakes up, or there is alarm sound. If we are sleeping, no other senses work much as strong as the hearing, and that's why in the alarm, we have the sound and the person wakes up. In the same way, a person is sleeping in this material world without knowing what is the actual purpose of life, how to get the solution of life from all these miseries, fearfulness, lamentation, illusion. But just by hearing Srimad Bhagavatam, a person develops the feeling for devotional service, and that will solve all the problem. Dear devotees, when we read Srimad Bhagavatam, we see the world very differently. Our vision completely changes. Generally, people think this world is place for enjoyment. मुझे ये अच्छा लगता है, मैं ये करता हूँ. I like, my eyes want to see this. A person go and look at those things. The tongue wants to taste something. The person will go and eat those things. Person wants to hear nice music or something. They go. Generally, people think this world is a place to enjoy, and whatever the senses demand, let's go and do that. Sense gratification. And people are so busy doing that. But what happens by doing that? There is a lot of lamentation, there is a lot of suffering, there is a lot of difficulties and challenges in this world. So, first thing what happens after a person reads Srimad Bhagavatam is we understand the nature of this world. This world is a temporary world. Everything is temporary. Our own self, our body is also temporary. This world is not going to be same. If someone is doing sense gratification, enjoyment, it's not going to be same all the time. It is temporary world. Just like in the calendar, if we have a countdown 1 to 30, 1 day gone, 2 day gone, 3 day gone, at the end of the month we reaches to 30 or 31, and then the month is finished. In the same way our life is also, 1 day is gone, second day is gone, third day is gone, and soon, as the calendar, the month in the calendar is finished, in the same way our body, our life will be finished bodily. It will be finished one day. And that's what Bhagavatam shows us, that it's a temporary world. We are here temporary. The situations are temporary. So don't waste our life in sense gratification. Second thing, when a person learns Srimad Bhagavatam, we understand that these struggles in the life is not only for us. When person is enjoying, trying to enjoy, some difficulties come, and the person may ask, oh, मेरे साथ ही ऐसा क्यों होता है? Why I am having some difficulty? मेरे साथ, I was planning to have nice, happy, enjoying life, but why come this struggle came? Why come there are difficulties? I thought I will buy this house and pay off the mortgage in next 10 years and I will live happily. But why suddenly interest rate become higher? Why suddenly everything is expensive and my job salary is less? I am not able to meet the demands. What happened? What happened? Why is it going wrong? The calculation. So we see from the lens of Bhagavatam that these struggles in the life is not only for us. It's not only us. Everyone is suffering in this world. Everyone is having challenges and difficulties. Externally, people may be smiling, showing beautiful, happy faces and happy, holding hands with a wife and smiling in front of an expensive car and in front of a nice house and put a profile on WhatsApp, social media, Instagram, Facebook. But if we see from the lens of Bhagavatam, we know there is lot of struggle in that person's life. There will be lot of challenges. It's for everyone, and that is the reality. Health, tan man dhan or sambandh, health issues, finance issues, relationship issues, something or other is there, everyone. Externally the world is very, it's a false world. It's the show off. If you ask someone, how are you? Amazing, good, how is the business going? Oh, as awesome, perfectly fine. But we know there is struggles in their life. So we see the situation with the lens of Srimad Bhagavatam, that the life is temporary, our own self is temporary, we shouldn't waste, and there are struggles in everyone's life. And that doesn't mean if there are struggles and challenges that we have to keep on suffering in this world. Bhagavatam shows us the way, that there is a way out of it. And that way is the devotional service. A person just hearing Srimad Bhagavatam develops the service attitude to Krishna, and a person engages in devotional service, then a person understands we are not this body, we are the soul. And that's how, if you read the translation, the lamentation, illusion, fearfulness, everything will go away. And the life becomes blissful, happy, and peaceful. That is the success. So everyone wants successful, peaceful, and happy life, and Bhagavatam teaches us that. So very beautiful words, very practical application, and it solves the problem of the whole world, every human in this world. All right, let's move to text number 8. Rohit Prabhu, text number 8.
Sure, Prabhu. Hare Krishna, everyone. The great sage Vyasadeva, after compiling the Srimad Bhagavatam and revising it, taught it to his own son, Sri Shukdev Goswami, who was already engaged in self-realization.
So the theme of answering Sonakaru's question, what did Vyasadeva do after Narad Muni left? So it continuing here. He sat on a meditation, he had the darshan, he compiled Srimad Bhagavatam, and what happened after that? The great sage Vyasadeva, after compiling Bhagavatam, revising it, he taught to his own son, which is Sukdev Goswami. Sukdev Goswami was already engaged in self-realization. Remember, we saw the Sukdev Goswami's pastime in our, I think, the 3rd chapter discussion, that he was already a liberated soul by birth. But here it is mentioned, even though he was self-realized, even though he was liberated soul, he taught Vyasadeva taught Srimad Bhagavatam to his son Sukdev Goswami. In the purport, Srila Prabhupada mentions about the timeline, that how this Bhagavatam was compiled about 5,000 years back, after the departure of Krishna, after the Mahabharata, the war which is mentioned in Bhagavad Gita. After the war finished, Krishna departed from this world, and after that, this Bhagavatam was compiled by Vyasadeva. And it was just before Parikshit Maharaj left. So Parikshit Maharaj was still present in this. So the timeline given about compilation of this Bhagavatam is about 5,000 years back. And at that time, he taught to his son, Sukdev Goswami, who was already a liberated soul. So Prabhupada explains this in the purport. Let's move to text number 9. Sneha Mataji, text number 9, if you can read.
Yes, Prabhuji. Hare Krishna. Sri Saunaka asked Suta Goswami, Sri Sukadev Goswami was already on the path of self-realization, and thus he was pleased with his own self. So why did he take the trouble to undergo the study of such a vast literature?
So again, Saunaka Rishi asked, Suta Goswami is speaking, Vyasadeva did this, Vyasadeva taught it to his son, and Saunaka Rishi is asking, look at this eagerness. He wants to know that Sukdev Goswami was already on the path of self-realization. He was already a liberated soul. Bhagavatam is to be taught to people who are not liberated. Here it is said he was already in the path of self-realization, and he was pleased with his own self. Pleased with his own self means he was not looking pleasure outside for the sense enjoyment. He was not looking for the pleasure for other things. He was self-satisfied. He was with his own self. Atmaram, Prabhupada mentions in the purport. Atmaram means self-satisfied soul. उसकी खुशी बाहर की चीजों पे डिपेंड नहीं है, वो अंदर से ही खुश है. He is internally happy. Atmaram. So why did he have to undergo such a study of vast literature? He was not. Remember how Bhagavatam was compiled? Bhagavatam was compiled for people who are entangled in this world, and they have to do devotional service. They purify, they realize they are the soul, and that's why they develop the love for Krishna. But here Sonakarushi is asking, Sukdev Goswami already had love for Krishna. Why then he need to study this vast literature? Interesting question. Yes, what is the purpose? Then let's, before Aruna Mataji asks questions, let's see the answer at verse number 10. Aruna Mataji, you want to read verse number 10?
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji. Thank you, Prabhuji. This question was coming in my mind after text 8. Why he's already realized, why should he study?
No problem. Yeah, I knew. At least, actually, before you read translation, recite. This is one of the most important. It is called the jewel verse of Bhagavatam. Mani. You can all unmute and repeat after me. It's such a beautiful Sanskrit verse. Suta Uvacha Atmaramascha Munayo Nirgrantha Piyurukrame Kurvanti Ahaitukim Bhaktim Itam Bhuta Guno Hari. Very beautiful words. We will, in our Bhagavatam Sloka session, we will try to recite this and remember this. All right, Aruna Mataji, if you can read the translation.
Thank you, Prabhuji. Hare Krishna, everyone. Translation number 10. Suta Goswami said, all different varieties of Atmarams, those who take pleasure in the Atma or spirit, self, especially those established on the path of self-realization, though freed from all kinds of material bondage, desire to render unalloyed devotional service unto the personality of Godhead. This means that the Lord possesses transcendental quality and therefore can attract everyone, including liberated souls. Thank you, Prabhuji.
Thank you so much, Aruna Mataji. So your question is answered here, that Lord attracts everyone because Lord is transcendental. That Lord can attract everyone, including liberated souls. Generally, the people like liberated souls or sadhus, they are not attracted to anything. Most expensive car, most flashy this gadgets or the house, and they are not attracted. They are renounced. They don't have any attachment in the heart. But even though they don't have any attachment, they are not attracted to anything. They are attracted to Krishna. They are attached to Krishna. They are attached to the devotional service. They have no desires. Sannyas, sunnyas, they have no desire. Sannyasis, they have no desire, but they desire devotional service to Krishna. So you see how, even though these liberated souls, they have no attraction, no attachment, no desires, but they have attraction to Krishna, they have attachment to the devotional service, and they have the desire to serve Krishna. So the answer is given here that even though Sukdev Goswami was a liberated soul, Lord is transcendental, and that's why Lord attracts, and that's why Sukdev Goswami was attracted to study Srimad Bhagavatam, even though it was a vast literature. So that's why it is mentioned that how Vyasdev taught this to Sukdev Goswami, and he was interested in studying Srimad Bhagavatam. Does that satisfy your curiousness, Aruna Mataji?
Yes, Prabhuji, thank you so much.
How do I know what questions are going in your mind?
Probably you read mind, Prabhu. You have got
No,
the
because I also had this question. That's why. All right, let's see verse number. We are going to 11 now. Satish Prabhu, you want to read verse number 11?
Yeah, sure. Hare Krishna, everyone. Srila Sukadev Goswami, son of Srila Vyasadeva, was not only transcendently powerful, he was also very dear to the devotees of the Lord. Thus he underwent the study of this great narration, Srimad Bhagavatam. Hare Krishna.
Thank you. So thus he underwent the study of this great narration. What is mentioned here, dear devotees, is Vyasadeva was, yes, transcendently powerful, but he was also very dear to the devotees of Krishna. Very important learning point in this verse for our practical application and for our personal understanding as well. Very, very important. When someone advances in bhakti, he starts loving devotees and devotees starts loving him. When someone advances in bhakti, the love for devotees develops in the heart. In the initial stage, what happens? Neophytes, or when a new person comes into contact with bhakti, or in an initial stage, what do we call beginners, they will only have relationship with the Lord, मैं और मेरे भगवान. They will come to the temple, they will do the darshan of the temple, they will do puja, worship, whatever to Krishna or to the Lord in the temple, and the relationship between that person and the Lord is there. But when someone advances in bhakti, that's when the person realizes the importance of devotees. The person takes the effort to have the loving relationship with devotees of Krishna. So when a person develops the loving relationship with the devotees, that is the sign that a person is advancing, coming kanishta adhikari, it is said that a person has only concerned with his own self and the Krishna. He will do everything, he will do puja, worship, donations, this, that, everything, but only for centeredness is only him and Krishna. Devotees, nothing in there. He may not be able, sometimes these people, kanishta adhikaris, they don't respect devotees also. If the devotee says something, Prabhu ji itna seva kar doge? नहीं नहीं नहीं, मैं मेरी पूजा करता हूँ, don't disturb me. I am worshipping Krishna, don't disturb me. I have my own way of worshipping. They sometimes insult as well. How dare you? If someone is coming to the temple and want to go for darshan, and there is a long queue, A devotee might be doing a volunteer seva, devotional service. That Prabhuji, please wait, don't jump the queue. And the person will argue back, who are you to tell me? मैं भगवान के साथ दर्शन करने जाता हूँ. Who are you to tell me and stop me? And they will just go. So the difference between neophytes, the beginner stage, and the advanced stage is the person will understand the importance of devotees. The person will respect, have loving relationship with devotees. And that is why here we see that Sukdev Goswami was in an advanced, transcendentally powerful, but he also he was very dear to the devotees of the Lord. Very easy to understand in our life as well. If someone talks nicely to our children, we feel good. But if someone is talking badly to our children, we are very upset. In the same way, all these devotees are Krishna's children. Krishna looks after them nicely because they are devotees. So if we become nice to devotees, if we have good loving relationship with devotees, then Krishna is pleased, Krishna is happy. So that's why it is very important to give respect, have loving relationship with devotees. Second thing, what is mentioned, learning point from this verse is Bhagavatam, Srimad Bhagavatam helps us to establish genuine friendship with devotees. Genuine relationships, not like fake relationships like outside world. People are smiling and go to the party, but internally it's all fake. Internally they might be hating each other. Internally they ask, how are you going today? And internally they don't care actually how are they going. Just for the sake of asking, they would be asking. And we all have experience of that. But Bhagavatam helps us to establish genuine relationships, nice relationships, understanding the reality of this world. If we ask a devotee that, how are you going? We know struggles of life. We are somehow trying. No fake. Life is amazing, going good. No fake outside, like external relationships here. Devotees come together, devotees stay, read Bhagavatam, Bhagavad Gita together, just like we are meeting. A day trip in Naimisharanya on this public holiday. We come together, read together, develop genuine relationship with Lord and genuine loving relationship with each other. That's why it's very important to have an association of devotees based on the scriptures. That's when it is genuine love and care is there for all of us. Time. We can do one more. All right. Let's do. कौन सा number है? 11 we did, right? Yeah. So actually number 12 starts with a different theme. Okay. Harshit Prabhu, number 12, if you can read.
Yes, Prabhuji. Hare Krishna. Sutta Goswami thus addressed the rishis headed by Shaunaka. Now I shall begin the transcendental narration of the Lord Sri Krishna and topics of the birth, activities, and deliverance of King Parikshit, the sage amongst kings, as well as the topics of renunciation of the worldly order by the sons of Pandu.
Yes. So the topic changes now. From this verse until now, the importance of Bhagavatam was mentioned, and now the appearance of Parikshit Maharaj, birth and activities of Krishna, Pandu king. From this verse number 12, it changes. If we see in 4th chapter, Sonaka Rishi asked the question, and the first question was about the history of Bhagavatam. How this Bhagavatam was spoken. Can you tell us a bit more? What was the situation? So right up to this point, Sutta Goswami, from chapter number 4, speaking, it was all about answering that one question: how Srimad Bhagavatam came into was compilation, how Srimad Bhagavatam was spoken. From this verse, the second question was asked, that how did Maharaj Parikshit heard from Sukdev Goswami? How did he renounce? And that is what from here it will be described the events leading to his birth and how the appearance of meeting of Sukdev Goswami and Parikshit Maharaj happened. So we will see how the story changes. All right, so we'll stop here. We have a couple of minutes. If anyone has any questions, comments, please come. Public holiday, try to make it possible. It will be very nice meeting in Naimisharanya, reading Srimad Bhagavatam. Public holiday.
Prabhu, can I share my understanding?
Yes.
Prabhu, when you mentioned that Vyasdev had darshan of Lord along with his material energy, and she was under control. I just remember, wealthy person sitting and with his dog, who is just kind of quietly sitting without doing any noise. And then when
Yeah.
you develop friendship with that person, that wealthy person, of course God over here, then the dog will also recognize you and will not bother you. So
Yes.
just-
Very good point. Yes. The main point, exactly what you mentioned, is Maya is under control. Maya is very strong, difficult to overcome. But we develop relation with Krishna, then very easy. Maya adhyakshena prakrite suyate sachara metu nanena kauntaya chakadvi parivartate. So Maya is very strong. We develop relations with Krishna, then it becomes very easy to overcome. All right. Thank you, dear devotees. Thank you for joining. Tomorrow a new storyline starts. Granth Raj Srimad Bhagavatam ki jai, Jagat Guru
Jai.
Srila Prabhupada ki jai.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Jai.
Hare
Thank you,
Thank you,
Prabhuji.
Prabhuji. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.